On the news tonight, FCT Minister of State inaugurates 2 standing committees to boost agriculture. Illegal estate owners in Abuja count down their losses as bulldozers pull down structures at Idu. And Department of Development Control clears the air on demolition of some parts of UTC markets. Thanks for joining the evening news on NTA Channel 5 Abuja. I am Aisha Oba Ali. The National Council for Digital Innovation and Entrepreneurship, established to guide the implementation of the Nigerian Startup Act 2022, has been inaugurated by President Muhammadu Buhari, who performed the ceremony. Described the governance structure as critical towards consolidating the gains achieved by Nigeria's digital economy sector and making the country a global talent factory. State House correspondent Adam Musambo has the details.
The 14-member National Council for Digital Innovation and Entrepreneurship, chaired by the President, will amongst others ensure that government agencies, entrepreneurs and investors support efforts at achieving the goals of promoting the growth of a vibrant and sustainable startup ecosystem in Nigeria.
The Nigerian Startup Act 2022 is a testament to the vision and commitment of our administration to harness the potential of Nigeria's young and innovative population who have demonstrated their ingenuity, creativity, and entrepreneurship spirit in creating innovative solutions to the challenges we face as a nation and as a continent.
The Act provides incentives and support for startups such as tax holidays, access to funding, ease of doing business, intellectual property protection, and participation in public procurement.
I hereby direct the Secretariat to ensure faithful implementation of the Nigeria Startup Act 2022. Implementation of the Act will lead to consolidation and further development of the gains recorded by Nigeria's digital economy. In the last 4 years, in the areas of contribution to GDP and increased revenue generation, amongst others. I wish members of the National Council a successful and productive engagement in harnessing our youth talents and uplifting our country's economy to new heights.
Records show that Nigeria has been at the forefront of the remarkable growth achieved by the startup ecosystem in Africa. The nation's startups account for over $4 billion out of the record $5.4 billion raised in Africa between 2019 and 2022. From the State House, Adam Musambo, NTA News.
Meanwhile, the FCT Minister of State, Dr. Amoto Tijani Aliyu, has inaugurated 2 committees to help boost agricultural development in the territory. Specifically, the committees are steering an interagency technical committee of the agro-climatic resilience in semi-arid landscapes and the special agro-industrial processing zones project in the Federal Capital Territory. Ifeanyi Izumba completes the report.
While inaugurating the committee, the Minister of State FCT expressed gratitude to President Muhammadu Buhari for approving the partnership on the projects that would go a long way in bringing about the avowed promise of leaving behind a legacy that would chart an unhindered course for sustainable economic development in Nigeria.
The concept of the Special Agro-Processing Zone and its program, which is co-financed by the African Development Bank, the International Fund for Agricultural Development Bank, IFAD, and the Islamic Development Bank, ISDB, on the other hand, aims at mobilizing private sector.
Mandate Secretary FCT Agriculture and Rural Development Secretariat Abubakar Ibrahim noted that several states across the Federation have keyed into the program, and the inauguration marks the official takeoff of the program in the nation's capital.
And today's inauguration mark another very important step for the program implementation in the FCT.
On behalf of the committee members, the FCT Permanent Secretary Olushade Adeshola revealed that the implementation of these two projects and the FCT could not have come at a better time than now.
This states the urgent need that necessary measures be taken in order to address avoidable food insecurity.
He assured the minister that members of the committees would put in their best to ensure that the objectives of the projects are realized. In Abuja, Ifeanyi Ezumba, NT News.
In a bid to curb the proliferation of illegal estates in the nation's capital, officials of the Development Control Department of the FCT administration has demolished an estate under construction in residential area of the Edu industrial layout. Onoze Yakubu has the report.
The affected structures include the perimeter fence and buildings at different stages of construction at the site of the estate close to the Edu train station. Director of the Development Control Department, Mukhtar Galadima, disclosed that the exercise is to serve as deterrent to other developers and property owners who engage in illegality in the FCT.
People should not just buy land on social media. People should go to the right authority to get these things right, because the administration is serious, the administration is committed to see that we have done away with these illegalities. Yes. Okay.
He further hints that the department is currently liaising with the Department of Urban and Regional Planning to hasten the process of design of the Phase 5 of the Federal Capital City.
Whatever people are doing now is just an illegality, and we are discussing with the custodians of the master plan, that is the Department of Urban and Regional Planning, that they should hasten and conclude the process of redesigning the Phase 5 of the Federal Capital City.
He, however, maintains that the exercise will be sustained to ensure that there is no hiding place for land grabbers in the FCT. Onoze Yakubu, NTA News.
And similarly, the FCT Development Control Department has appealed to the UTC traders and the public to be calm. The Director of Development Control Department, Mukhtar Galadima, made the plea while reacting to the protests by the UTC traders over the demolition of some parts of the market Tuesday. Onoze Yakubu again has that report.
That was the situation Tuesday morning at the UTC shopping complex Abuja, where aggrieved traders shut down business activities to protest demolition of parts of the market, which they claim was carried out by unidentified enforcement team backed by security operatives.
The 5th of December 2020, we came to this complex and saw 3 billboards erected by Urban Shelter that they want to remodel this complex. While all this was going on, Development Control came and wrote quit notice on the wall.
Director Development Control Department Mukhtar Galadima, who appealed for calm, says the situation is as a result of communication in the chain of directive promising amicable resolution.
The owners of UTC, that is Abuja Investment Company Limited, have approached us for development permits, which we have granted. But somehow along the line, in the execution of the project, there was a kind of conflict between the shoppers and the developers. When I mean the shoppers, I mean the traders, the current traders in the UTC. Our attention to the fact that the matter is in court, so we should tarry a while, not to remove the structure. But opposite Abuja, the UTC shop, there is this plaza that has extended its fence beyond its statutory boundary. So the intention was to go and remove that extension, not the UTC shop. Unfortunately, the operator that was sent to do the job and the officers, it's like whether they were not communicated adequately before time, they moved to the UTC shop, but luckily it was the fence they removed. They started touching the fence, not the main building itself.
With this intervention, it is hoped that the aggrieved traders will exercise restraint and allow the FCT authorities address the situation. Onoze Yakubu, NTA News.
And on security, residents of the FCT have been reassured of their safety during the coming Easter celebration. This came to the fore when the police PPRO FCT command, Josephine Ade, featured on the NTA Abuja Call the Police program.
Security FCT formed the basis of discussion during which the police public relations officer Josephine Ade enjoined residents of the area of the force commitment to contend the situation.
We made some deployment of intelligence asset from the command, and the Commissioner of Police is really on top of the situation, because he personally went to that area to try and assess the situation and the problem within that area.
While on Easter festivity, she asked that FCT residents should go about the Easter celebration keeping to law and order.
And the security will be covering those places for the celebration.
She solicits prompt information from residents to the police for swift response. Charity Zaka, NTA News.
Meanwhile, generosity is the willingness to give freely in Islam. As Islam encourages this concept of generosity, it is embedded in one of the 5 pillars of Islam. And this was the focus of our daily Ramadan program, Sahur Live. Hawa Gimba tells us more.
Generosity through the act of zakat is an important and obligatory function for Muslim faithful. It is said that no matter how little one should give, whether rich or poor, these will boost the morale of those who do not have. Bridging the gap between the poor and the rich was one of the highlights of issues raised by Imam Tajuddin Adigun during the program.
He said, all you who are rich, give them. This is reducing poverty. Give them because they don't have. Allah mentioned categories of those who are in need of. He said, give them. So Allah is aware that some are going to be rich and some are going to be poor. And the only way you can have a secured, peaceful nation is always for those who are rich to give to those who don't have.
The women angle was not left out as the topic. The home as a unit of the nation was discussed. Muslim women were urged to take charge of their responsibility in their homes as well as groom themselves for better development, as this will help them become better leaders in the society.
We want to make sure that in our home where leaders are raised, we want to make sure that in our home we do not engage in frivolities.
Not forgetting the translation of the Holy Quran by Sadiq Abubakar.
For one day we shall raise up within every community a witness against them from among themselves.
The program also dwelt on the role of Muslim, the rights of leadership, as well as good followership. Hawagimba, NTA News.
New So Clean concentrated detergent. 2 times the work, 2 times the speed, 2 times the strength. To win, we know what it takes. New So Clean 30% concentrated detergent. Now with 2 times the cleaning power. So Clean. For a faster, brighter, cleaner wash. With 2 times the cleaning power. So Clean, the official regional partner of Paris Saint-Germain.
Ya za ku ji idan aka waye gari babu kasar nan, sai hargitsi, zub da jini da kuma yaki a cikin kasar. Ina dole ne mu tashi tsaye don kare kasar mu. Mu koyi warware matsalolin mu ta hanyar tattaunawa. Mu taimaka wa jami'an tsaron mu don ganin kasar mu ta kasance a dunkule. Dukkan mu ɗaya ne. Mu jinjina wa gwamnatin tarayya don kokarin da take yi don ganin mun kasance kasa ɗaya. Al'umma daya. Najeriya kasa ta ce, kasar ku ce, kuma ƙasar mu ce. Mu dage don ganin mun kasance ƙasa ɗaya, al'umma ɗaya. Kasancewar mu ƙasa ɗaya shine zai jawo kwanciyar hankali da kuma abin sha'awa ga duniya. Mu guji abin da zai jawo zubar da jini, yaki da kuma tashin hankali a Najeriya. Kwanciyar hankalinmu shine ci gaban tattalin arzikin Najeriya.
The need for government to collaborate with private sector and build the capacity of teachers for more professional handling of children with special needs has been reiterated. Proprietors, Pat Silver Educational Support and Therapy Center WUSI, Evelyn Mensah Ago restated this in Abuja at the maiden edition of the School Sports Day. Deborah Gazajimaika witnessed the occasion.
It is the maiden edition of Sports Day celebration organized by Pat Silver Educational Support and Therapy Center. Pat Silver Educational Support and Therapy Center has been managing children with special needs in order to promote inclusive education for all.
I feel like if you go to different centers where different schools like this, LEAs, they have special needs centers in them. But the only problem is they are not equipped, and for you to effectively, implement special needs program, you need a lot of resources.
There's an inclusive education policy that is on. That's inclusion of all children, those with special needs and the ordinary children being together in the same classroom.
This will help foster inclusion and help the children to grow as normal kids, and even help neurotypical children to also see them as normal people.
Through the mentorship of the pupils, house masters, competitive skillful games were on display at the annual Sports Day celebration.
It takes somebody that is very patient enough to continue with such game.
I'm more than excited that we could get kids that in those days people would say they're useless, they can't do. We see the great things they're doing here today.
Just like we lay emphasis on kids that are okay, so also we need to emphasize too and put resources where it matters in bringing about schools like this.
The events prove that indeed there is ability in disability.
My youngest child, my fourth child, is autistic. He's about 5 now, and I enrolled him in Pat Silver last year, January.
Deborah Gazaji, Micah, NTA News.
Still on sports, let's join our sports desk for Sports Brief.
Ahead of the 2023 World Cup, 9 players have arrived Super Falcons camp for Haiti and New Zealand friendlies. The camp officially opened Tuesday night for the Falcons to start preparation for the international friendlies. Yewande Balogun, Regina Otu, Esther Okoronko, Onome Ebi among the 9 players already in the team's camp, with more expected today, Wednesday. Head coach Randy Waldrum extended invitation to 23 players for the friendlies. From athletics, 16-year-old Fiakos Ezechirichi, a sensational high jumper, who emerged overall best at the just concluded AFN All-Comers Under-18, Under-20 Athletics Trials and Competition in Kaduna, has qualified to represent Nigeria at the African Youth Championship coming up later in the year. Ezechirichi recorded new personal best of 2.05 meters. He is the current National School Athletics High Jump champion and the youngest at the competition organized among all 3 categories. With Sports Brief, Hakimat Aliu, NTA News.
And thanks for watching the English version of the news. Please stay tuned for translations. I am Aisha Uba Ali. Good evening.
ama agbaji shaje wo wona bi ku shakbada iwa na bashi ba bada iwa president wa yuba wani wago a na bage ga gwamnati kisina dugoda zai Dr. Ramato Tijani Aliyu ku gbodo kun ogun ba ga tutun ba shin tutun ba je she baba fi enje afani akala na azoko gwamnati ba won wa ban afani je fi kisina ekwayin ifa yanzu ba wada inga kin da haita bwa abegi lo anyagi zoko kwa fai ta bwa majin lo gwamnati gbodo kun ye ko kwa jin apanu na nasara fanu pepeye kwa che ai afai bwa ache nado na afani aja anya na gwamnati banyi kwa babashi nche nge izana gba wa ga go shin be kwa wo hwi iki tukoda ya Muhammadu Buhari gbagbotunu lo afanu zoko ntiga aji abo shugbe azazan lo kezi na ye lo ayakun mi sapa kezi na ye gwamnati kezi na ayakun mi bagbato hwi atini ba ye la kun totin ba apuwa bage ya ba to mi jilo ntu mbagbatu gwamnati nyan onise yakubu wada nge atutu da benyi nge idu ba ayakun bage ya ba godo nge gwamnati to na ba pia gin ami ayakun pianu abe pia gin do ajenko anya shinshin banu nzo zahe ba mi akun asanagba da nkezi da ko wa fi gwamnati bagbatu ntuge ta ba opuwa ya amagba ji anaba yiku se ibe ji adawo so shekwasi paga shekwani yesu saisu
masu kallon mu barkamu da mace ga fasarar takaitattun labarai mai karantawa Isiyaku Buhari Suleja. Karamar ministan babban birnin tarayya Ramatu Tijani Aliyu ta rantsar da kwamiti wanda za su kawo hanyar cigaban noma na zamani a babban birnin tarayya. Wakiliyarmu Ifeanyi Ezumba ta rawaito mana cewa a jawabin ministan ta bayyana cewa gwamnati a shirye take wajen bunƙasa harkar noma ta hanyar tallafawa manoma da kuma cigaban harkar. Hukumar kulawa da cigaban babban birnin tarayya ta rusa wani rukunin gidaje na zamani wanda aka fara ginawa ba a bisa ka'ida ba a Ido. Wakilinmu Onoze Yakubu ya ruwaito mana cewa hukumar ta rusa ginin ne domin rashin bin dokar gini wanda filin yana mazaunin yin ginin kasuwanni ne ba na gidaje ba. Hukumar ta yi kira ga cewa a dinga bin doka da ya kamata domin kiyaye daukan mataki akan waɗanda suka ƙi bin dokoki. Jama'a ƙarshen fasarar takaitattun labaran kenan, mun kwana lafiya.
Ndewo gibana ekiri anyị nụrụ akụkọ ụwa na nkenke n'uhuruchi a Ambokwi Francis Idei. Minista steeti FCT bụ dọkịta Ramatu Tijani Aliyu hiwela kọmitii ga-enye aka ịkwalite ọrụ ugbo n'ime FCT BC ala anyị. Ifeanyi Ezumba wetara anyị ya bụ akụkọ kwuru na kọmitii a ga-eme ka ya bụ nhazi akụ ewufutere n'ubi ka ọ dị mfe bụ nke ga-enye aka ịkwalite erimeri nakwa ya bụ etu ọ ga-esi were n'akọ ugbo n'ime Abuja. Na mbọ ọ na-agba igbochi iwugasị ụlọ obibi na-akwadoghị iwu na-akwadoghị, ndị ọrụ mmepe nke FCT akụriela ụlọ obibi bekee kpọrọ estate na Idu dị n'ime Abuja ugbu a. Onoze Yakubu kwuru na ya bụ steeti bụ nke a ka na-arụ arụ na mpaghara ebe a mapụtara ebe obibi na ya bụ ime Idu Industrial Layout, ma bụkwara nke a dọrọ aka na ntị ka ndị mmadụ na-ehi asaa n'anya tupu ya malite iwu ụlọ ọbụla. Ndewo. ka ọ dịnụ echi mgbe unu ga-anụ olu anyị ọzọ.
ẹ kalẹ́ o ìròyìn ló dé sí etí bọ́yá láti lè ṣe amóhùnmáwòrán ìkànnì Kano l'Abuja Ọláyínká Adéníjì ni oníròyìn yín. Igbákejì mínísítà fún olú ìlú Nàìjíríà Abuja ọ̀mọ̀wé Ramatu Tijani Aliu ti ṣe ìdásílẹ̀ ìgbìmọ̀ alábẹ́sẹ́kẹ́lẹ́ méjì tí ó ṣàgbátẹrù ìdàgbàsókè iṣẹ́ àgbẹ̀ nílùú Abuja. Ifeanyi Zumba aṣojúkọ̀ròyìn wa tó wà níbi ayẹyẹ náà jábọ̀ wípé àwọn ìgbìmọ̀ yìí ni yóò rí dájú wípé gbogbo ilẹ̀ ọlọ́ràá bó ti wù kó rí nílùú Àbújá ni kí wọ́n sọ di ohun tí yóò máa mú ọrọ̀ ọ̀gbìn kẹ́sẹ̀ járí láìsí àní-àní. Nínú akitiyan rẹ̀ láti rí dájú pé gbogbo ilégbèé tí kò ní ọwọ́ àṣẹ ìjọba nínú nílùú Àbújá ní katakata ọwọ́ ìjọba náà yóò sọ di àfìsẹ́yìn tẹ́gun fiṣọ látàrí èyí ló mú kí wọ́n lọ wó